All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Hope you guys are having a good day so far. So we're here for part 2 of the lost interview from 2005 between Marvin and Michael Jordan. For those of you who didn't watch the part 1, please go watch part 1 first. It's not hard to find. It'll be the previous video before this one came out yesterday. So if you want context on where we are, we made it about 1/3 through this very long interview, very interesting interview as well. We left off at a point where they were talking about the New York Knicks at the time, and Jordan was giving his insight on as to how to fix the team. They led into that because there was a rumor going around 96 that Jordan was gonna be a New York Knick, and Jordan kind of put that rumor to rest. So without further ado, everybody, I'm linking the original article down below, as I always do. Part 2, let's do it. We got a lot of reading to do. All right, so this is right after the New York Knicks section, and we're gonna go to here. And Marvin asked Jordan, but didn't they get rid of a lot of contracts too? This is about the cap space for the Knicks, so they're still talking about the Knicks. So Marvin asks, didn't they get rid of a lot of contracts too? Jordan replies, but they've taken on a lot too. They are not going to be under the cap anytime soon. Marvin replies with, which will be the easier option to fix, the Knicks or the Lakers? And that's interesting, actually. This was 2005, so this is when Kobe was all alone out there. Jordan replies, the Knicks don't have any cap space to create a different team. When you look at the Lakers, they may have 1 or maybe 2 sustaining long contracts. The Knicks have 4. Marvin replies, so you're saying the Lakers would be easier to fix? Jordan replies, sure, they'd be easier to fix. You can tell he's being careful with his words. All right, Marvin continues on. How would you fix the Lakers today? Jordan replies, I would have never gotten rid of Shaq. This is interesting. I would have never gotten rid of Shaq. It's as simple as that. You've got 3 championships with the big man, and big men are hard to find. Not only that, you have the most dominant big man in the game today. You don't just send him away because you got some problems. And I kind of agree with it too. Jordan never had a dominant big man like Shaq, so he knows how valuable that is. All right, Marvin replies, does Kobe read about what's going on in Miami? Jordan replies, I'm pretty sure he does, but you can't blame one guy. It's a combination of both of them. If you've got success in your house, you find a way to manage so everybody prospers and everybody is viewed as champions. Personalities got involved after they'd had some success. It becomes about individual goals that they wanted to achieve, be it Kobe leading the league in scoring and carrying the team by himself, or Shaq proving he can win without Kobe. What's the purpose of changing if you've got the right mixture that's working? Give me a 7-footer and I'd probably be playing right now. Yep, absolutely. Let's see. I apologize. Give me 1 second here. Okay. All right. So Marvin replies to that. The media has made a big thing about drugs this year. Is this something new or something that was around in the 80s and the 90s? Is it worse today? Is it the same? Is it a serious problem? I don't remember this in 2005-ish, 2004. There being a big drug shock going through the league. Do you guys remember that? All right. Anyways, Jordan replies, drugs have been in the game for a long time. They were there when I was in college and even when I was in high school. It's in life, it's in business, it's everywhere. It starts with the kids of tomorrow and how those kids are brought up and what their values are and how their parents teach these kids those values. If you don't take the time to teach those values, they will make the same mistake. Is it still prevalent in sports? Yes. I love his answer there. All right, Marvin replies, is it worse today than it was 20, 30 years ago? Jordan replies, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say it's worse. There is some drug awareness out there. I must admit it's still prevalent. Wow. But it's not worse. They've tried in the NBA to implement some provisions to monitor drug use, to eliminate it and get rid of it to some degree. It is working. All right, Marvin responds, it seems like for the first time in football, baseball, and basketball, both on the union side and in management, they are understanding what drugs are and that they have to do everything in their power to stop their use. Was that the case in the past? Jordan replies, no. Drug was hidden in a lot of sports a long time ago. Now it's out in the open, be it steroids in baseball or steroids in football. Steroids have never been prevalent in professional basketball. Well, back then I guess it wasn't. But you got a lot of marijuana smoking and drug use like cocaine. Yep. All that stuff has been in the NBA. We've been able to curtail it and try to eliminate it, but it's very tough to eliminate. I think marijuana is still strong in the NBA. I'd like to see that paid more attention to. I think Commissioner David Stern has done a great job to eliminate all those issues, but no one is going to be able to eliminate it completely. I miss David Stern. And yeah, it's different to think about. 2005, yeah, marijuana wasn't legal, so it was still really cracked down upon. Nowadays, I don't think they do. It seems like a lot of those guys are pretty baked most of the time. Marvin changes the subject here. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Nope. Okay. So Marvin switches up with, do you miss the excitement of basketball? Jordan replies, yes, I have to stay away from it. I have to stay away from it because of it. I wouldn't say it's an addiction, but it's a passion. When you have a passion, you want to do it as much as possible. Addiction means you can't help yourself. I have a strong passion for the game of basketball. Wow. Marvin replies, Michael, I'm now giving you the opportunity to create the dream team of Michael Jordan. Of all players of basketball, you're on the team. You can name and you can name 4 other guys at different positions. That doesn't mean there aren't 20 other great guys for those positions, but you can explain your picks. All right. Here we go. Jordan replies, that's a very good question. It's going to be somewhat biased because I didn't play back in the days of Will Chamberlain, Bill Russell, and some of the great stars prior to me. And it's very tough because I'm friends with a lot of players today. Yeah, I bet. So let's see. But if I had to pick a center, I would take Olajuwon. That leaves out Shaq, Patrick Ewing. It leaves out Will Chamberlain. It leaves out a lot of people. Yep. I have this, me talking here. I have the same problem when I'm picking my top 5. But anyways, let's see. And the reason I would take Olajuwon is very simple. He is so versatile because of what he can give you from that position. It's not just in his scoring, not just in his rebounding, or not just in his block shots. People don't realize he was in a top 7 in steals. Yep. He always made great decisions on the court for all facets of the game. I have to give it to him. Great choice. Great choice. All right. Going to the 4 spot, power forward. There's James Worthy, whom I love, and he's the North Carolina guy. Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, whom I adore and is a good friend. Sad. I miss those days when they were buddies. And there's Charles Oakley. He's throwing Charles Oakley in there. But in terms, again, of versatility, it has to be Larry Bird. At the power spot, okay. All right. I know he's going to put Pippen in the 3 spot then, if he's making room. That's interesting too. Okay. The things he would provide to you all around, his demeanor, his work ethic, and his versatility. Once again, I can't deny it. And you got Hakeem in the 5 spot. causing chaos in the paint. So you have Larry Bird kind of floating. All right. So he continues, the idea here is I would build a versatile, multi-talented team able to do so many different things. When a defense comes at you, they have to guard a lot of different areas. And that makes Larry Bird the choice for me. I can't argue with that. Small forward. That is the toughest part because I played with one of the best small forwards, Scottie Pippen. He is as versatile as it comes. He handles the ball. He's a good defensive rebounder. I would be hard pressed to pick someone else at the small forward position, even though I know Dr. J is sitting right there, especially in terms of excitement. And there's Dominique Wilkins too. And you'd have to think about Elgin Baylor, even though I never saw Baylor play or played with him. But from what I know and what he could provide, it's Scottie Pippen. I know that's being biased to some degree, but I can't help it. There it is. Yep, Jordan always had Pippen's back, man. All right. To the point guard position. Wait, what about shooting? Oh, shooting guard is MJ. Yeah, okay. To the point guard position. That's easy. Magic Johnson. Because of his height, you'd have a tough time defending him. It's a beautiful thing to see a 6'9" guy rebound the ball and start a break. Absolutely. It would be the all-time tallest team. Putting me at the 2 guard, coming off the bench would be Jerry West to replace me. I love Jerry West. All right. Marvin asked Jordan, who in your mind is the best shooter you've ever seen? Good questions. Jordan replies, best shooter. Oh boy, that's a great question. Pure shooter? Marvin replies, or clutch shooter. I have another one here. Best clutch shooter. You can combine the two if you want. Jordan laughs. Marvin continues, did you ever watch the Big O, Oscar Robertson, play? Jordan replies, yeah, I watched him play. He was an all-around player, but I wouldn't say he was one of the best shooters. But he was one of the best all-around players in the same category as Magic Johnson, which, me talking here, by the way, yeah, Magic Johnson was highly influenced by the Big O. Excuse me. So as the same category as Magic Johnson, who could rebound, assist, and score. Pure shooter, I would say Brian Winters, who played for the Milwaukee Bucks. Whoa, okay. He had the most beautiful stroke of all the people whom I can think of. You can go too with John Paxson, who was next to me in the backcourt of Chicago. Clutch. Yeah, he was. He doesn't have the best form, but Reggie Miller or maybe Jerry West. It's hard picking one. Nice list. And everybody, excuse for my voice. I got some allergies going on today. All right. Marvin continues on. Best rebounder? Jordan replies, Moses Malone. No doubt it was Moses. Awesome. Marvin asked, most unselfish? A real team guy who put himself second, third, last, whatever, just cared about winning, ? Jordan replies, you can think of a lot of players like that in the pros, but to pick one who would have the biggest impact on the game where you had a chance to win, that would be Magic Johnson. So unselfish, team player, just wants to win. That's fair. Yeah, because Magic wasn't so worried about points. He just wanted to do what it took to win. All right. Marvin continues. Best coach. Jordan replies, I played for very few coaches. Good point. Marvin replies, the dream team has to have a coach. Jordan replies, I can't pick Coach Smith. I would take him because of my own preference, but Phil Jackson is by far the best professional coach, and that's a close call with Larry Brown and Pat Riley. Good list right there. I think it would be me speaking. I think it would be too many personalities and egos for Larry Brown to handle. Pat Riley could definitely handle it, and Phil Jackson could definitely handle it. My opinion. All right, moving on. So Marvin asks, where do you think Phil Jackson is going to go? Do you think he'll stay with the Lakers? And Jordan replies, he loves LA and he has a great connection with LA. I think he would consider that. Marvin replies, but he played for the Knicks. And Jordan replies to that, I think it's between the Knicks and the Lakers. Interestingly enough, me speaking here, he did go back to the Lakers shortly after this to coach Kobe to 2 more championships. And then later on, after they let him go, he ended up in New York. So they're both right here. All right, Marvin continues. The Harris poll named you the most popular athlete in America for the past 13 years. And Jordan replies, why 13? Good question. Marvin replies, I don't know. Laughter. Because they've been doing it for 13 years. Is that true? Explain to me why you were the most popular athlete in all sports. That's an extraordinary achievement. Is this true? They've been doing it. They were doing it for 13 years, and every single year it was Jordan. All right. Jordan replies, you ask me and I wouldn't know. My personality is my personality. I'm very real when people see me. That's the way I'm protected. I am as close to normal as anyone could be. In terms of my accolades and the way I played the game, those things had something to do with it, along with the marketability of Michael Jordan. And I didn't quit, and I don't quit. I'm very competitive. I'm a very competitive person that could be taken in a lot of different ways. Some people take it in a negative way, and some people take it in a positive way. All right. Marvin continues. You don't quit. You work hard. You don't speak out like a child. True. There have been players who have gone public with a lot of complaining that ends up hurting them, but you've been fairly pure and quiet. I agree with Marvin 100%. Excuse me. And if they could see how it was like now, good Lord. I mean, now in like 2024, which is about, or 2025, which is 20 years after this interview. All right. So Jordan replies to that. I think things out well. When I speak with conviction. Even if I feel like it's something that best suits me and my person, I deal with it. I say it. I have no problem speaking out publicly about issues, but for personal things and for things about personal selfishness, I wanted more money. I don't do that. Once I give my word, that's it. I don't go back to renegotiate. I don't renegotiate my contracts. Wow. That almost feels like a punch to like Scottie Pippen, you know, after what we know about The Last Dance. All right, Marvin continues. How did you get into endorsements? There have been other celebrities, but you took endorsements and ran with it in an unconventional way on a huge stage. How did this happen? Jordan replies, when I came into the pros, I never knew anything about the business aspect outside of basketball. All I focused on was basketball. The beauty was what my agents, David Falk and Donald Dell, did back in the Bulls days. They took what I did on the basketball court and attached a marketing value to it and connected me to the companies that had the same values that I had from the basketball standpoint. Coca-Cola, Gatorade, Hanes, Sara Lee. I don't remember him promoting Sara Lee. Those types of things. They built a connection from a puzzle that they pieced together because of what I portrayed on the basketball court. He continues, I didn't go into the NBA thinking, okay, now I'm going to capitalize on all these marketing dollars. It just happened. If you ask my agents how they created this mixture, they couldn't tell you. It was just one of those things. We entered the league in an era when the marketing of athletes became prevalent. It became one of the biggest things. Larry Bird and Magic Johnson should have been there first. Their reputations should have given them the opportunity, or should have given them opportunity, but they didn't foresee it and they didn't capitalize on it. Initially, I think it became a sticking point in our relationships because I was getting things that, from a success standpoint, they were entitled to or should have at least had the opportunity to obtain. But the timing was perfect for me. And me speaking here, I think that makes a lot of sense because the whole league was jealous of Jordan in 84, 85, 86. There's a little bit of hatred for him actually from the other players, and that was in the form of jealousy. Magic Johnson got the same treatment when he signed that, was it 25-year, $25 million deal. A lot of the league hated him and they were jealous for that too. But that paved the way, just like Jordan paved the way for advertisements and endorsements. All right, continuing on. Marvin asks, it's been 20 years since Nike launched the first Air Jordan shoe, and today it's turned into brand Jordan, a significant business for Nike. How did the relationship happen, and what role do you play today? Jordan replies, I never wore a Nike shoe until I signed with Nike. I wore Converse in college, and I was a big Adidas fan. Then Nike came to me about creating my own shoe. They wanted to put my name on my shoe and let me have input into the design of the shoe. I'd never heard of that before. It was a great pitch. It gave me an opportunity to learn more about the shoe industry, and they gave me an opportunity to create. I sat down with the designers and talked to them about my personality and things that I like and things I feel people may like. We put all those thoughts into a brand, into the Jordan brand, and into the shoe. This is so cool. Things started to change, or things just started to progress. The public adapted to it and accepted it. We continued to create and lead, and the public kept following and following. It has continued for 20 years. We pride ourselves on putting certain values in the products. Determination. He continues. Competitiveness, design, creativity, style. Those are all the things that make up my personality, and they have been turned into a product that sells. The public has received that message consistently, each and every time. That has aided my success of the brand. He continues. Once the brand had evolved into something of significance, we decided to see if we can create its own foundation, separate from Nike. We wanted to give it an appearance of two entities, with Nike as the parent company and brand Jordan as a subsidiary. I was given the opportunity to get involved at a hands-on level, touching, creating, approving everything that has a Jumpman logo on it. We took Nike off the brand and put the Jumpman on the brand to see if the public would receive us properly, and they have. Yeah, I actually prefer it that way. With that move, we have been able to expand not just in basketball, but in baseball, football, boxing, and outside of sports too, like a Ralph Lauren or a Tommy Hilfiger or those types of brands. He continues. Even though Nike was not that edgy and not that stylish, but more traditional, they gave me the opportunity to expand on the more creative stuff. They controlled 80% of the basketball industry, but they knew just because of consumer preference, it would be tough to get more than 80%. So they created this other brand to capitalize and approve the correct way to do it. Very interesting stuff. Gotta get a drink here. Not used to reading out loud story time. Hope I'm doing okay. All right. Marvin asked, aren't you a worldwide brand today? Jordan replies, all over the world, and today brand Jordan is a $485 million business. Man, I bet that's like 4x'd by now at least. It's got to be in the multi-billions. Marvin asked, do you have any official responsibilities? Are you a corporate officer? Jordan replies, no, I maintain my independent endorser status, but I approve all the decisions for brand Jordan. Okay, so he's not responsible for it, but he does take the responsibility anyways, and he approves everything. I guess that's why it's been consistent. All right, Marvin asks, do you get a salary and royalties? So as the brand grows, your royalties grow. If you want a junior partner, I'm available. Yeah, me too, MJ. Jordan replies, I haven't seen you in shorts yet. All right, Marvin replies with laughter. I got a feeling if that's a condition, I'm out. Let's move on. When did you decide that the last chapter, or in an important future chapter, you should be an NBA owner instead of just a player or an endorser? Jordan replies, it was an acquired taste. When I came in as a player, I was dumbfounded by the business aspect, but I learned about the business of basketball during the 20 years I was involved. I created an appetite in myself to still have an impact on the game and have an influence on the game from a managerial position. I managed a team for a couple of years. I felt like I did a good job with the Washington Wizards, contrary to what people may think. Because of that experience, I still want to have an impact on a basketball team, but I want to do it from an ownership position. I want to have a long-time connection with the game of basketball. Okay. So, yeah, this was before he was an owner then, huh? Yeah. Wow. And now we've gotten to the point where he's no longer an owner. Okay. Marvin says, is that because you see yourself as a businessman, or because you saw things done by management that were good or bad that you might have changed? Good question. Jordan replies, exactly. Yes, I consider myself a business person. And yes, I felt like certain things happened that if I was in ownership, I would have done it differently. And I would have made decisions totally differently. After the debacle that happened, me talking here, that happened in Chicago in 1998, 97, 98, yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of things he would do differently. There's a level of stubbornness in ownership that you shouldn't enter, or else you get what you get. All right, Marvin says, they say that from every experience, good or bad, there's a valuable lesson learned. What lessons did you take out of the Washington Wizards? Jordan replies, I think it exposed me to a lot of decision making. One of the bad decisions I made was to go back and play. Really? Okay. Even though I was soothing an itch that I had, I also thought I was being innovative in my job by going down and evaluating the talent firsthand. I thought it would be a good idea to play against them, see what their tendencies were, and what they were, and what we were paying for. But at the same time, I became more critical of them because of the way I played the game and the way I'd approached the game. And the players didn't respond to that. They didn't respond to the desire that I had when I was playing. I may just have gotten too close to see, or maybe too critical of certain actions of the players. That was one of the biggest mistakes I feel I made in Washington. Okay. So he's not necessarily talking about like the whole thing was a mistake, but he is pretty aware at this point that his method of play was not the popular method anymore in the 2000s by that point. Oh, sorry. He continues. You go in with initiative and you go into a program that needs guidance, and you have to find out what the agenda may be. With the Washington situation, there was an agenda. They were well over the cap and they were losing money. Marvin asks, they didn't have anybody coming to the games? Jordan replies, the first thought was, let's reduce the losses. That's what the Knicks and some of these other teams have to do today. You have to get rid of some of the bad contracts so you can create as much flexibility as quickly as possible. That way you can more easily change the team and change the attitudes. Get rid of some of the bad contracts. Yeah. Okay. That way you can more easily change the team and change the attitudes, and get some younger talent and hungry players. You have to get some new people in there. He continues, I feel like we did that in the first couple of years in Washington. We got rid of all the bad contracts and we put ourselves in a position where we weren't losing as much money. We put ourselves in a position to get profitable as quickly as possible. When Wizards owner Abe Pollin decided not to hire me back as president of basketball operations, I felt the team was in a great position. People consider that to be a bad experience for me, but you look at the team and how much flexibility they had and how much room they had under the cap, and they were able to go out and get some of those players. It's true. Right around there when he left, 2003, 2004, they were able to kind of rebuild successfully after that for a little while there. All right, he continues. I think my management team did a good job helping turn the Wizards around. We may not get the credit, but that's all well and good. We did what we were asked to do, which was two things: help the franchise get back into the financial plus side, which I think they are strong today in that area. And the second thing was build young talent. That's where they are today, and they are very successful and winning. 2005, yes sir, yes sir. All right. He continues. Ernie Grunfeld, president of basketball operations, has gone in there and done a great job with the coaching staff and gotten the players together. We look at what they've done, and we gave him a good base to build on. And we will never get credit for that. So people look at that as a negative for me, but it was a learning experience because I did some good things right and a couple of things bad. He continues. I'd like to go in somewhere now with a little more time and with an ownership stake where I can implement my own views about certain things and take a program and make it successful. Yep, so this is before Charlotte. All right, Marvin continues. Do today's contracts, which make young kids instant millionaires, end up slowing down or holding back their own performance because they are so financially secure that they're not giving the kind of effort that you gave to the game? I love this question, and especially this was 20 years ago. So let's see what Jordan's foresight was at that point. Did he see how bad it was going to get? All right. So Jordan replies, values have changed. Those were the days where no matter what you got paid, you played the game to play the game. That's a line right there. Those were the days where no matter what you got paid, you played the game to play the game. I love it. All right. He continues. There are players, some of the young players, who are playing the game for what they are going to get paid. Okay. I get what he's saying there. There are players, some of the young players, who are playing the game for what they are going to get paid. In other words, they'll only give as much effort as what their contract is, what their pay is. So he continues on. I think that has a lot to do with the success of the NBA. It's a very profitable organization. It's very marketable. There's a lot of outside income that can be generated in terms of what's happening on the basketball court. Yes, it has changed, but you still find a lot of players who play basketball for the love of the game, and those players aren't affected by what they are getting paid. Is it wrong of me that the first thing I think of is Kobe Bryant there? In 2005, he never complained about money. All right, Marvin continues. Do you have a secret dream of one day waking up and you own the Chicago Bulls? Dude, great question. Jordan replies, I would love to own the Chicago Bulls because of what the franchise provided me. It would give me the opportunity to move it further into a successful program. But I do understand that Jerry Reinsdorf is a good owner. He's a very good businessman. He has a family that enjoys the game of basketball, and I totally understand his maintaining his ownership of the Bulls. All right, I'm going to chime in real quick here. I always felt that Reinsdorf, like the second Jordan retired, should have offered him a deal. Like, hey, let's get you involved. Maybe I'll give you a 5% stake of ownership, and then every single year you're with me, I'm gonna up that up by like, whatever, 2%, 5%, whatever it is, and then eventually when I pass on, it's going to go to you, or whatever deal they have to work out to do it. Or Jordan has to pay a certain amount, but whatever it is, I think Reinsdorf should have known. The fans would have loved to have Jordan involved in the organization. He should have set something up to where Jordan ended up being the next owner once he passed away. I think it would have been the best thing for the city, and he would have still gotten paid because Jordan had the money to pay him. Anyways, Marvin continues. What about other cities? Jordan replies, I would love to... sorry for my dog there. It's trash day, so the trash truck is coming around picking up the garbage. Jordan replies, I would love to look at other scenarios and see what form of economic standpoint best suits me. Yeah, so this is when he was looking for a team to own. Marvin asked, what I was thinking? You're going to be involved in a real estate venture in Las Vegas. I don't think they have a team there. Wouldn't that be hot? Wow. So this is 20 years ahead of its time because it's happening now in Vegas. It's going to happen. Excuse me. Jordan replies, I'd love to own a franchise in Las Vegas, but who wouldn't? The opportunity it provides just from being in Las Vegas creates a great economic situation. But it's not just Michael Jordan who would find that attractive. You would find a lot of other potential owners or investors who'd like to own a team in Las Vegas. Will it happen? I don't know. I can answer that now. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Marvin asked, what's the project you're involved with there? The Aqua View luxury condominium, hotel, resort, and spa. I don't know about this. Jordan replies, a gentleman named Michael Peters came to me, and he is involved in building condominiums. It's a big trend in Vegas. MGM, Mirage, all these companies are doing it. He wanted my association with the project. I told him that my biggest expertise in that area would be to do with restaurants. Yeah, I've done restaurants in the past. I have a company that starts up and builds Michael Jordan steakhouses. So we decided that would be my role in the whole scenario, doing restaurants in that building. That's my connection. Interesting. And I know a couple of you have been to some of those Michael Jordan steakhouses from comments. I've seen one. I took a picture of the plaque outside. I couldn't afford it. It was in New York, Grand Central Station. So I've still never been to one. Do you guys know, are they still around? Are they still open? Because I might have to do it someday before I get too old. All right. I'm going to keep going for a little bit here, but my voice is starting to give. Marvin asked, also, I read an athletic center. Oh, okay. I get it, like a athletic facility. Jordan replies, that is a concept that we don't know if we're going to follow through or not, but that is one concept we're discussing. Marvin says, in all the press, if you are not involved at all with the casino in that project, is that because it might have an effect on your ability to own an NBA team? Jordan replies, probably, but that's not one of my interests. Marvin asks, talk to me about this little white golf ball. Jordan replies, that's addiction. Now that is an addiction. Oh man, that's great. All right, everybody, I got to cut it off right here. I will return to this tomorrow. I'm enjoying doing this. I think, here, let me scroll ahead. I think, yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I can finish this. I'm going to finish this with the third one, everyone. So, I don't know what to say about this. This is just so cool. These are, this is one of those, like, because I'm reading it out loud, it's a little challenging for me to digest it all. So as weird as it sounds, once I'm done with all three of these, I'm going to have to like listen to this, my own videos, that is, and just like really digest it all, because these are some of the most unique and original questions I'm ever hearing in an interview with Michael Jordan. Marvin definitely knows a lot about business and sports and Michael Jordan in general, and he's asking just really, really cool questions that I've never heard Jordan tackle. And it's cool to see Jordan just not hesitating and just talking about stuff like he's hanging out with an old friend. So everybody, no long intro here. I hope you guys are enjoying this. It looks like it's going to be a 3-part series. We'll wrap it up tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. And join me again tomorrow for some more story time. And after that, we'll get back to our normal reaction content here. But once I found this, I knew I wanted to focus on this for a while because this is cool. Anyways, everyone, like the video, please. It helps out a ton. And these interviews are not like, no one's talking about this. So pump this video out, like it. Leave a comment down below. We'll have a conversation about all the content here, and discuss this interview. And subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. I'll see you tomorrow for the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody.